Numbers and return on investment. So I have modeled a few different examples with this that I'm going to go through. Then I'm going to go over a few case studies of numbers of actual installations that are live. So what I did is I wanted to make sure that this worked in a high interest environment. So I ran the numbers based on $25,000 of cash in and $150,000 of debt in. So this is on the Model 240. So I looked at the model purchase price of $144 for the aux box, and then the servicing and the foundation and the connection of about $25,000–$30,000. So if you look at the first one, I did it as a long-term rental, and obviously where you are in Ontario or what province you are in and what location and city you're in will be based on what the rent is. So I did the first example at $1,225 per month as an all-inclusive rent. And based on those numbers, again, with $25,000 cash in and $150,000 on a mortgage at a 7% interest rate, servicing interest and capital pay down, your cash on cash return annualized would be 4%, and your debt service would be 10%. For 14% total annualized. I also did it then as a midterm rental. So say furnishing, doing like a 6-month midterm rental with a $1,400 a month rent. And that would turn you about 12% cash on cash and 10% debt service for total of 22% ROI. John, can you hit the next slide for me? And then where these units really start performing and excelling from a return on investment standpoint is really in the short-term rental area. So I ran short-term numbers with $150 per night rental. I ran it with a 50% occupancy for the year, and I did a fee of $6,500 for like maintenance fees. So that returned an annualized of 29% cash on cash, again, 10% debt service. So you got about a 39% annualized. And then I also did a short-term rental with a higher performing nightly rental of $250. Now, if you're going to get $250, you're probably going to need to put a nice barbecue, a nice deck out there, maybe a hot tub, and you're going to have that better backyard location. So I just sort of give you some context on that. So with a 50% occupancy, $250 nightly rent, again, $6,500 fees, you would do an annualized of about 102 and debt servicing of 10 for about 112% annualized. And again, I ran these numbers based on 25% cash in and debt servicing on 150,000 at a 7% interest rate. Okay. Next slide. I'm going to now talk.